Oh, taxes isn't bad. Dealing with the assessment office is a joke.
Meet Kent Strodman. A few years ago, he decided to be a good neighbor.
I really wish I hadn't bought it.
And buy a tiny triangle of land so he could legally mow it. Is it big enough to build anything on?
Maybe a doghouse.
Follow along to a story.
Life and times of the assessment department.
Which absolutely makes no sense.
I paid, including the appraisal cost, about $600.
So the value for the triangle was actually $500. We'll stick that in the corner so we don't forget, because Jackson County sure did. They also forgot this is a triangle.
They agreed with me that it is incorrect, but that has to go to another department.
The value jumped to $1,750.
It's a joke.
Here's the punchline. A brand new offer to settle this dispute for even more.
And then the latest stipulation agreement was $190,000 for this 100-foot by 100-foot triangle.
But I guess it was just so ridiculous that you couldn't even take it seriously.
That's pretty much. Their own hired appraiser said it was worth about $500.
Jackson County then sent an email saying that was an error.
It kind of is now.
It's back to $1,750.
It needs to be taken care of.
We've also heard from other homeowners like Bunny Coker.
I was very, very happy. But then again, I'm thinking, am I reading this wrong? Am I not understanding what they're saying? I'm going to send this to Angie.
Hi there. Are you ready for some help?
Last June, we helped Bunny fight her assessment. The value of her home more than doubled. We made a house call with a real estate agent to find out what was fair. Bunny sent in information and waited and waited.
How am I going to pay this?
Eventually, she had to pay taxes she didn't agree with, and she really didn't have the money. And that was the case for other homeowners, too.
It put them in a horrible position with the amount of money they were supposed to be paying.
And then an email. They agreed she was right and lowered her taxes. It's over, but it was awful. What has been more stressful in your life, the taxes or the coronavirus?
The taxes. Definitely the taxes.
Right now, hearings are shut down, and that's where homeowners can come in person with their evidence and plead their case. Of course, that's understandable, but what stuns us is that Jackson County hearing officers are reportedly telling homeowners, you better settle now, because if you don't, when we have those hearings, we'll recommend an even higher price.
And you can accept that via a stipulation, but if you don't, when you go before the BOE, we're going to almost triple that as our recommended assessed value. So that's the most alarming piece.
Attorney Sherry DeJames says the recent behavior of Jackson County assessment hearing officers is shocking. People are furloughed. Others have lost their jobs. So many people are worried about money.
And then we've got the assessor's office coming in with strong arm tactics saying they're going to triple the recommended assessed value if the person doesn't accept stipulation and instead goes before the BOE to get fair hearing. I find that absolutely appalling.
The case DeJanes is familiar with goes like this. The old value was $44,000. The new value is $80,900. And if the homeowner doesn't accept that offer, guess what? Jackson County hearing officers say they'll suggest even more, $230,000. That's right, $230,000. That's more than 5 times the original value.
What did you think?
I said this is extortion. That's what I said. I also used an expletive to describe what I was hearing.
The next option is to go to the state of Missouri. And the state of Missouri offices, I'm sure, will see how corrupt Jackson County is.
Kent has tried to work with Jackson County.
Let's make it right. Well, all in all, let's just make it right.
He had a phone hearing to resolve the rectangle, which is actually a triangle. It's reflected on the county's own mapping software. And to remind them, hey, you set the price.
3 o'clock docket on the 17th. End of the day, the 17th, nothing. The 18th, nothing. The 19th, nothing. End of business on the 20th. I got a phone call, said we looked it over, and here's what we're going to do. There was no hearing.
His latest offer remains at $1,750. More than 8,000 Jackson County homeowners like Kent are still fighting last year's taxes. Reporting from a Jackson County triangle, Angie Riccono, KCTV 5 News.